boys and girls. Jordan's not here tonight, so you're stuck with me. Ha! Sucks to be you. Yep, we're throwing chairs at Melody's Escape. It is a rhythm-based game developed by Icetesy, SPRL. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that, but whatever.
Do you mean water tea?
Icetesy. I don't know. Yeah, it was originally an XNA game, but they used FNA to bring it to Linux. It's priced at around 9 of your local wet sticky currencies. It's €9, $10, or 11 Canadian bucks. Yep. The great up north is still not doing too well on that economy. But what's that? It's a run, jump, and slide to the rhythm of your own music library. In Melody's Escape, advanced audio detection algorithms, yeah, we'll get into those, transcribe the energy that you feel when listening to music into a synchronized, no it isn't, gameplay experience with a captivating and dynamic obstacle course. Now, mandated US disclosure, they did send us keys for this game, so FCC, please don't shut us down. So, how do we rate these games? We usually submit them to the CHAIRQUISITION. 1 chairs means it's terrible, 2 chairs means that it's kind of meh, 3 chairs means it's a definite check it out, and 4 chairs means you shut up and you take my money right now with no lube. And we have the categories of Doom, mixed with the working, shiny and sounds, controls, and fun. So Ven, did it make with the working?
Over here on the Ubuntu 1404 LTS 980 powered 4K displayed box of the business right in your face organ. Well, how did it run? You know, I didn't get around to trying it at UHD 3840 by 2160 because, pro tip, this is what I thought initially. I was rendering Linux Weekly Daily Wednesday. Go check that out. Patreons. You're awesome. And it just like hard locked the box. And I was like, that's not good. That's going to take extra time. So then I rendered the show and I was like, then I want to go back and played it again. Guess what? Harden up the box again. And then it did it a 3rd time. Yeah. 3 hard nopes in a total playtime of 32 minutes. Now, granted, I was not running the recommended G-lib-C fucking OS. Okay. I couldn't find it. I went to distrowatch.com. It was not there. So that could have been an issue. I did go to the discussion forums on Steams, and people have seemed with compiz and other issues like hangs, like 5-second, 8-second, 10-second hangs. My hang was couldn't even SSH back into my damn box. So, 1 chair.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, had no problems with it whatsoever. I switched resolutions, I full screened, I ran it in a window. It did everything perfectly. 4 chairs.
Yep. I think Ven was the outlier on this one because on my end with the FX 8370E and the GTX 970 Strix on Fedora 2364-bit, I had absolutely no issues with the game, like, whatsoever. So 4 chairs. And that rounds up the total to 3.
Whoops.
Chairs on makes with the working. Yep. So, next, shiny and sounds. Ven, did it shine or did it not sound?
Well, one would hope this would sound because this is all about the ouncing and the wubbing. We called it ouncing back in my day, I believe. Whatever. You know, kind of a fan in the 32 minutes that I did manage to play this. It's kind of like in 10-minute increments of like, don't crash, don't crack. Kind of digging the silhouette art style. I mean, it kind of works for what it is. Hell, one might even be bothered to say it's a bit of all right. The music, it's kind of what you make it. There's a lot of complaints that, you know, unless music nerds, unless it's in 4/4, don't fucking bother. Okay, it does a rubbish job of anything outside of in a 4/4 tempo. But, yeah, you can put any tunes in there that you want. I'm personally a huge fan of Banana Phone, but, you know, I like the art style. I mean, it's not fancy, but it's no worse or better than Speedrunners, so I can't give anything less than 3, even with my limited available experience.
Well, I did not like the built-in music at all. I love all varieties of electronic music, techno, whatever you want to call it. And this was the kind that rubs me the wrong way. The saving grace of this game is that if you don't like the music, you can just substitute in your own. And the same goes with the player avatar. At first I said, okay, I'm this girl running around sliding. Oh, Steam Workshop support. And within 2 minutes, I was playing as Batman. And then 2 minutes after that, I was playing as Goku. So go in the Steam Workshop. You can find any sort of ninja or, frogs riding a unicycle, whatever you want. That's awesome. As far as the music goes, you got to stick to beat heavy music. It doesn't like guitars. It doesn't like rock. It doesn't like metal. As long as you go with basically dance music instead of rock music, you'll be okay. But the beat detection does not do well with anything other than beat heavy music. Now, this would have been a 2-chair graphic and sound game, but between the Steam Workshop and the being able to substitute in your own tunes, I'm going to give it 3 chairs, even though I had to supply that last chair myself.
Yeah, I do like the simplicity in the graphics. It makes all of the relevant stuff clearer. What doesn't make it clearer is the moment the song you're playing gets a bit louder, your character starts going a bit faster, and everything becomes blurry. And also, if you're watching the currently produced version of the review, you'll see that the character looks similar to the 10th Doctor, Mr. David Tennant. And yeah, in any case, maybe it's just me and my astigmatism, but the fact of the matter is, if I spend more than 30 minutes at a time looking at this game, I get a nasty headache because of said blurriness. Sounds-wise, yeah, it has 7 songs built in and doesn't seem to be able to find the soundtracks you have installed from other Steam games automatically. Which means the only way you can play it on a Steam box is by manually transferring the music to it or having to actually navigate to the games folder and playing the song from there. In 2016, that's bad. And I know it's possible for games to automatically find the locally stored music by hooking into the Steam Music API because AudioSurf, the first one, does it. So for me, it gets 2 chairs. And that rounds the total down to 2 chairs for Shiny and Sound. So let's get into controls. When did it control?
Well, I mean, where can you go wrong? Where can you go right with this? It works. I mean, it's like, we're using SDL2, and, for the most part, it works. I didn't try rebinding anything. I was using the X-Clone controller, and out of the box, it had the buttons mapped, and it was like, okay. And I played it with, A, B, X, Y, the color ones, and I immediately realized in those 10-minute spurts before freezing my damn box, that I'm not wired for this. I mean, I had to actually get in the groove and zone out and go to a different place with bunny rabbits and chainsaws before I could get everything right. I was overthinking the things. Didn't have the blurring issues that Pedro was talking about. The only thing I noticed, especially when I was doing a good chain, more often than not, and maybe it could just be the X-Clone controller, but it was repeatable in the brief instances that I could play this game before it hardlocked my box, was the A button. I miss it. Not that it really nopes you. It doesn't nope your experience. You just kind of trip and you lose your combo and all that. But it was 4 or 5 times. And I was like, I nailed that. And it was like, no, you didn't. Anyway, I think the biggest detraction from this game is the force feedback did not work with my thrust turbo triangle racing wheel. So I can't really ding it a chair for that. But, for that A button thing, and I could repeat it, I'll give it a solid 3.
Well, I had the exact opposite force feedback problem as Ven. When I would get on a good combo, my controller would just vibrate continuously, which was a little bit annoying. Now, this game has 2 different types of directional prompts. It has the the arrow prompts where if you don't hit them, you're going to crash and burn. And it also has just little, I don't know what you want to call them, beat blobby prompts that are to continue your combo. And at first, I mistakenly assumed that you had to do the arrow ones on the joystick and the blobby ones on the buttons. Once I figured out that you just use the ABXY, things got a lot easier. But like then, I am not wired for this type of game. My brain just could not keep up. It confused me and made me angry, and I crashed into a lot of things. Definitely noticed some slightly strange stuff going on with missing button presses too. I didn't check at the time if it was only happening on the A button, but there was definitely something a little bit off there sometimes. So I'm going to give this one 2 chairs.
Yeah, the timing is definitely weird. There's quite a few people complaining that the button presses aren't always in sync with the rhythm of the song you're playing through. And the human brain is one of those things that really likes patterns. So if the pattern set by the rhythm of the song is not in sync with the button presses, you're not going to have a good time. And all of the immersion that you've managed to gather up to this point is going right out the window. So you're either missing the buttons or you're not immersed because you have to physically take yourself out of the experience in order to hit the button prompts correctly. It's a literal, this is pure conjecture on my end, but this looks like a literal drop-in FNA port. The controller support is there because it worked fine with both the Mistress right here and the Logitech F310 all the way over here.
For the people not watching, what is the Mistress?
The Mistress is my very own aerial controller. Big thanks again to Lockdown for kicking over the wet stinkies. Yes, I fondle the Mistress's aerial repeatedly. Feel free to take that out of context. Unfortunately, though, the way the game's algorithm interprets any given track is a crapshoot. Hell, if you play a track and then you go and find all of the cache and the configuration files for the game and you delete those and you play that very same track again, fresh, you will have a completely different level for the exact same song. So yeah, if you're trying to predict what's coming based on whether the song is coming to the chorus, well, you can forget about it. 2 chairs. And that rounds the total of the controls down to 2 chairs. So, fun, Ven. Did you have fun?
Oh, man, I had a blast with this game in 10 minutes. Did I mention it hard to open my box 3 times? Wait, I probably did. You're right. Rebooting the boxing of business over here, every 10-minute simulator really genuinely didn't live up to my expectations. And I'm not running anything strange. Granted, I'm not running glib COS 2.1. I'm just running Ubuntu 14.04.02 or whatever the hell the latest thing is with a fucking NVIDIA 980. I mean, the most vanilla damn thing is like, you can't make it work on this. Now, then again, I do have a jacked up weird X-screen configuration. But for fun, 10-minute increments, I couldn't really say that because the game's currently 9.99 wet, stinky American freedom dollars. And why pay for that experience when I could just download Windows 10 for free? So, 1 chair.
Empty.
Yeah, playing this game was kind of a chore. I tried my utmost to get to an hour. I made it to 56 minutes, and I was like, okay, that's just enough. The 2 different types of button prompts are probably my biggest gripe. Why not just use the button letters or arrows, or just be consistent between the 2 types? You can put them in different places.
They should have used cartouches.
They could have done anything, and it probably would have worked better. But between that and the lackluster built-in audio and visuals, I didn't really have too much fun here. So 1 chair.
Yeah. One of the things that I will still address about the controls is that they could have made those prompts that are slightly pinkish, they could have made those slightly more reddish so you would know that that's actually the B button, because the first few times that I was playing the game, it was like, what is pink? I don't know what pink is. But
A failed singer.
fun. There's a reason other rhythm games, take your audio surfs, your Guitar Heroes, etc., have the button prompts coming at you from the front, quote unquote, as it were. Because when you put them off to the side and they're coming at you from the right, and you have to hit them at the exact same moment that they, go through your character, as it were. Everything, well, I'm going to use this word again, but it's a crapshoot. That's what it is. In Melody's Escape, said crapshoot is compounded by the blurriness, which I'm not able to turn it off. I tried lowering the graphical fidelity. It didn't do anything. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's my eyes, but judging by the fact there are some other people on the Steam forums complaining, either they have astigmatism too or something's off here. This game also doesn't pick up on the audio files automatically, like I mentioned before, which means you'll have to search for them, and you're always going to have to navigate to those folders to find them again by hand, because it forgets whenever you close it. Really, the only positive thing that I can say about Melody's Escape is to echo what MT already said. It's that it has Steam Workshop integration for mods. But the only things you can mod are the character, for there is only one, the color scheme, and nothing else. Let's just say it's not going to save it. One chair. And that brings us to a nice round total of 2 chairs. Because
well,
it did kind of work.
For the fun.
1 chair for the fun, yes. And the total is 2 chairs. So, final words, Ven, what you got?
Well, I know probably the developer's going to be watching this. It's like, why didn't you report the log file? Because your log file reported not. It reported Z. Nothing. And guess what? This is not Linux QA cast yet. Shh. We didn't say that. Hush. But this is Linux Gamecast. We're not going to go to you don't test in fucking production, Brad. And this game has had issues. It does have issues. Outside of what I've experienced, maybe I was an extremophile on the issues of, like, noping my box. Then again, then we had Shadow Warrior, but that noped a lot of people's boxes. It does happen, unfortunately. However, fix your shit. I would like to play this. This is going to be an excellent Steam boxing game to sit back, relax, and just like derp to derp to derp. Empty.
Yeah, I don't know that I would really play this again. I could definitely see if the beat detection worked a little better and you could just sit in a chair and watch it go, it might be a little more fun. And there were some nice touches, like as the tempo increased, the camera kind of panned back so you could see ahead a little bit further to give you, some extra time. And, the workshop was fun. I had a laugh looking at all of the different mods that you could do for your character. But I don't know. I'm usually pretty decent at rhythm games, and this one gave me a really hard time. And I don't know. I don't have a suggestion that would, like, magically fix it. So I'm probably just going to try another game.
Yeah, I did sink like 2.6 hours into it, according to Steam.
Because you have all that ridiculous Necto music.
I had a lot of it, yes. But I played a lot of audio surf as well. I like rhythm games. I may not be really good at them, but I like them. They tickle the side of my brain that likes music, all kinds of music. And the fact that whenever I hit a button and the button was not in sync with the beat of the song, that threw me off completely. And it caused me to Alt F4 out of the game multiple times. And if I'm rage quitting out of your game and I'm not really looking forward to going back in, you done goofed. So yeah, give this one a miss, maybe. And that about wraps it up for the review. The CHAIRQUISITION is going away for another week.